All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We're back with another video. Hopefully everybody's doing okay out there. I managed to finally get a haircut. I don't know if you can see it, but it has been a while since my last haircut. So it's one of the, I got it at one of the old style barber shops in Stratford, one of the last remaining ones that has still the, the barber pole on the outside, classic look where you just wait for your turn. But it was nice to finally get a haircut. Okay, let's take a look at a few things that I've picked up on both CD and vinyl. First off, you've likely seen this unwrapped, at least the vinyl version, but I did pick up the CD version of Neil Young and Crazy Horse. This is Way Down in the Rust Bucket, and I really enjoyed this. I didn't know this was going to be a double CD. This is part of the Neil Young Performance series, so a lot of the releases on this have just been single CDs. There's been a few double CDs, but not too many. But this one, a double live CD. And this is from the Ragged Glory time. Wasn't sure exactly what I was going to think of this, but I really enjoyed this. I thought this is a great double CD. So this is also available as a 4 LP, 4 vinyl set. You can also pick it up as a box set with the vinyl, the CD, and the DVD as well. I just went for the CD version because I do have most of the performance albums on CDs. So there's disc 1. And this is the insert that's included, which is also the insert. Of course, it's a little bigger of an insert on the vinyl version. And then we've got CD 2. And then it also includes an insert from Neil Young that's included on the vinyl version that reads, "Visit me at www.neilyoungarchives.com where you can experience so much more, including thousands of my audio and video recordings, all the details and memorabilia behind them, and my personally written newspaper, $19.99 per year, Neil." So, and I don't know if anyone has shown, this is part of the performance series. So all the performance series are numbered, and this is number, I don't know if you can see that, number 11.5. And I love how Neil Young numbers them. It'll be like 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 6 point, it's all this different point numbering systems and not consistent. I guess, I don't know if it's when they come across some live stuff and then put it as part of the series, but this is 11.5 Neil Young performance series. And Way Down in the Rust Bucket. Yeah, it was really enjoyed that. Okay, and this was a quiet release. Bob Dylan, 1970, featuring George Harrison. Now, this is an official Columbia release, and I think this was a fairly quiet release because I think this was to extend copyrights, which you see from time to time. So this is a number of outtakes, alternate sessions, maybe not for the casual Bob Dylan fan. So this was recorded in 1970, of course, during the time for the albums Self-Portrait and New Morning, both that came out in 1970. George Harrison is featured on a number of tracks on guitar on this one. But yeah, I think this was released quietly to extend the copyrights on these songs, because I think there's an issue if you don't release them, then they can fall into public domain, or there's some copyright potential issues. I mean, you're seeing that from time to time. But I found I really enjoyed this. And this 3 CD set. Again, I thought this was only going to be a single CD release, but a 3 CD set. And I don't think this has been released on vinyl. I don't think there's any vinyl release that I'm aware of for this one. It's Bob Dylan featuring George Harrison. And there you go. Okay, so yeah, enjoyed that. Let's take a look at some vinyl that I picked up. I picked up the band Argent. This is their album In Deep. Great heavy band. And Kiss fans will want to take note that this contains the original version of God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which Kiss released as God Gave Rock and Roll to You 2 for some reason. But Argent, featuring Rod Argent. And this on the classic yellow Epic label from 1973. Very nice. I've been a fan of Roger Daltrey solo albums. Not every solo album is great, but here's another one that I didn't have in my collection, the soundtrack to Mcvicker. And I forgot that this was actually a Who film, or a Who Films a presentation. And you can almost say that this was like almost a Who album. You've got Kenny Jones on drums, John Entwistle on bass. And it's interesting that the instrumental or incidental music from the film also included, and at times the incidental music almost sounds very Jethro Tullish. Now, Ian Anderson is not on flute on this one. It's a fellow by the name of Ron Asbury. But another enjoyable Roger Daltrey album. I kind of like that silvery look to the cover there, and this on the Polydor label. And this one was from 1980. Of course, Kenny Jones is part of the picture with the Who, or becoming part of the picture with the Who. Picked up this killer blues sampler. Really happy to come across a Taste of Bluesway, the Bluesway label. This is an original American press from 1973, but just take a look at some of the artists featured on this single LP set. You've got Ray Charles, B.B. King, John Lee Hooker, T-Bone Walker, Jimmy Rushing, to name just a few, Jimmy Reed. Fantastic. The cover's not maybe in the best of shape, but it's okay. And the vinyl's in great shape. That also includes the original label sleeve, which is kind of cool. And then, as you can see on the very cool Bluesway ABC Records label. Really happy to pick that up. Here's a psych band that I don't know a lot about. The band is SRC. You've likely seen their other album, possibly their debut album, featured on the VC, and it's often featured as one of the top psych albums. This is their second album called Milestones, but don't let the cover fool you. This is another great psych rock album. Right off the gate, it is just killer. Really nice. And this on the Capital Rainbow label. But it's a band I'm going to have to explore a little bit more, listen to a little bit more of their stuff. But SRC, you do often see them as kind of the part of the psych rock darlings for sure. Okay, and this, I think that album was from 1968. Another unbelievable album, Al Kooper. I've been coming across some Al Kooper records recently, and I've been very happy about that because I have enjoyed each and every one of them. Al Kooper, of course, formerly Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and I forgot how much fun he has with his album covers, and this one is no exception. His debut, I Stand Alone, and this one, musically, it is just all over the place. Enough of that, lots of that Al Kooper humor, but it's just a mind-blowing record. Do check it out. And this is on the Columbia label, and I can't remember which year this was released. Let's say early 70s, but Al Kooper, I Stand Alone on the great Columbia 2i label. Okay, Star Castle, American band. This is their debut album from 1976. Don't let the cover fool you. If you're looking at it, you're thinking, what is this, disco? This is full-on prog rock. The band sounding very much like Yes, and they did get criticized for sounding a little bit too much like Yes, but boy, it's like right down to the bass work and the overall sound. The vocalist for this band at this time was a fellow by the name of Terry Luttrell, and he was the original vocalist for REO Speedwagon. But this, it's great prog. You could say it sounds maybe a little bit too much like Yes, but they did open for people like Rush and other prog rockers at the time, and this on the Epic label from 1976. And one more, how about Phil Manzanera, formerly of Roxy Music, and the album Diamond Head. Was pretty happy to pick this one up. It features Roxy Music, Brian Eno from the band. Also featured on this album is John Wetton on bass and vocals, which for me is a thrill because I'm a big John Wetton fan. And also Robert Wyatt is featured on vocals on this album as well. And this one does include the original inner sleeve. And what year did this one come out? This one I think is 1974, 1975. And this on the Great Island record label. Okay, so that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for dropping by, and do take care. We'll chat again. See you later. Bye-bye.